The attacks on Elon Musk have reached a fever pitch, and there's a reason for that. He's become the establishment's worst nightmare, a free-thinking billionaire who can't be controlled. Just like Donald Trump, right? Well, just this week, anti-Musk protesters in the UK poured liquid latex on a Tesla Optimus. Why? Because he dares to challenge their narrative. Meanwhile, Representative Darrell Issa has formally requested an investigation into ActBlue, accusing them of financing attacks on Tesla showrooms. And these aren't random acts of violence, they are coordinated. And now we're learning that some of the media, who once hailed Musk as a miracle worker and a real-life Iron Man, well, they're working overtime to destroy him. So what changed? Simple. He stopped playing by their rules. And did you know your skin might be aging faster because one missing nutrient? A groundbreaking 2024 study doesn't just reveal that collagen doesn't just reduce wrinkles. It's essential for maintaining that youthful glow we all want. But here's what the beauty industry doesn't tell you. It's not all collagen is created equal. This revelation changed everything in the fight against aging. Multi-collagen formula contains 5 crucial types sourced from 4 different places, exactly what your body needs for maximum impact. Unlike store brands, this premium collagen uses hydrolyzed peptides that absorb faster for real results. It's tasteless, odorless, and blends perfectly into coffee or smoothies. Taking control of your aging isn't something you couldn't do before. Well, now you can. Visit healthwithgary.com and get a shocking 51% off during their limited time promotion. It's linked below. Okay, let's take a look here. We have this. A Wall Street Apes posted all week long, Democrats have lied, saying Elon Musk and DOGE are cutting Social Security benefits for seniors. Well, the truth, Democrats did everything possible to destroy Social Security by qualifying illegals to be put on Social Security for life. And a whistleblower has revealed this.
Yeah, but this...
They wanted us to try to identify them in such a way that they would qualify for long-term Social Security disability. Now,
what?
Yeah, and long-term Social Security disability is for life.
Yeah.
So if they get identified and qualify for long-term Social Security disability, they are as good as set up for life for medical treatment.
That doesn't sound like a refugee to me. Just being honest.
Yeah.
That sounds like somebody who's planning on staying here.
Yeah,
a refugee
right.
stays until the problem's over and then goes home.
Well, that's right. And so they instructed us to try to identify, to try to get the client, because once they arrive here, they're now called clients.
They're called clients.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because clients pay.
Sure.
See?
Sure. I'm starting to see where this is leading here.
So they told us that we needed to talk to the client and ask them if they'd had any headaches, recurring headaches, or any lower back problems. Excuse me, anything that would qualify them for Social Security long-term disability.
Wait. So let me get this straight. Part of the screening is supposed to be, are you sick, maimed, injured, whatever?
Right.
No. Okay, good, you can come in.
Yeah.
You get on the airplane, are you sick, maimed, injured, whatever? Yes. Good, so we can give you disability.
Correct.
What?
Yes.
This is insanity.
Yes, it is insanity.
But in order to get Social Security disability benefits, don't you need a Social Security number?
Well, we were instructed in the meeting that one of the first things we were supposed to do was sign them up for Social Security. Yeah.
Wait. This is unbelievable. So they come over here and they get a Social Security number.
Right.
They become legal.
Correct.
Are you pulling my leg?
No, I'm not. And then after we processed them for a Social Security card, then we were to process them for a U.S. passport.
No, you're not.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that's just the tip of the iceberg. We're learning now the IRS can audit Americans at any moment. Representative Andy Biggs, why shouldn't Americans know exactly how the government spends their dollars? The work Elon Musk is doing at DOGE is incredibly beneficial for our future.
$2.5 trillion. Everything needs to be transparent. We need to see it. A lot of states put down every line item that they spend online. The federal government needs to be doing that with all of their agencies. We all need to know what's happening, because when you run a $2.25 trillion structural deficit every year, Harris, that means that the Americans are paying a lot of taxes, but we're seeing a lot more money go out. We need to find out where that's going and see if we can fix that.
And that's how you fix the government. Here we have Secretary Brooke Rollins talking about how the USDA was funding a $397,000 grant in San Francisco.
USDA was. Hi, everyone. This is Brooke Rollins coming to you from the United States Department of Agriculture here in Washington, D.C. for your DOGE update. Until today, USDA was funding a $397,000 grant in the San Francisco Bay Area to educate queer, trans, and BIPOC urban farmers and consumers about food justice and values-aligned markets. By stopping this wasteful spending here at USDA, we are ending identity politics and we are refocusing our agency on its core mission of supporting American farming, ranching, and forestry. Stay tuned for more updates coming soon.
Who knew? All those farmers needed that funding to figure that out, right? And then we got this big fish posting the Schumer shutdown will let DOGE run unencumbered and rip. What? Okay, let's listen.
Can just cut even further because I can't wait to see what DOGE will do when the government is shut down. If the government shuts down, the amount of things that you can do that where the traps just open up, where they can just cut even further than they already are, you'll find out, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
How many people are enough for you to get fired? What's your goal? How many tens of thousands do you want just fired?
Can we start with half? Because I can't.
I mean, let's just cut as much as is needed so the government can keep operating at its constitutionally prescribed mandate. All right? If it's not in the Constitution, let it go. Here we have Dustin Mills posting this. Democrat delegate to the House, Stacey Plaskett, has an unhinged meltdown about Elon Musk cutting waste and fraud. Oh, my. This should be good.
People. And you know what? This place is broken because Congress has abdicated its responsibility to be the ones to find that race fraud and abuse and to do something different about it. We're letting somebody who's unelected, who's an auditor, now he's an auditor. Is he everything? Is he God? To be able to do what he wants to do with the American people. It's got to stop. I yield back.
Actually, Elon Musk is simply tech support for Trump. Here we have Clinton Foundation whistleblower Larry Doyle saying the public has a right to know.
It's critical that Larry Doyle, Clinton Foundation whistleblower, March 12th, 2025. Just a short bit ago, Elon Musk posted a tweet that it's critical that we stop the waste, fraud, and abuse in our government. And he's right. It is critical that we stop it. How do we stop it? We not only have to expose it, but we also have to hold people accountable. Okay? And that's exactly what we're working on in our case, Doyle Moynihan versus the IRS, ongoing now 5+ years in the United States tax court. Given the trillions of dollars, okay, in this biggest scam ever, Musk is right, this is the biggest scam ever. And given the trillions of public taxpayer dollars, your money, okay, you have a right to know. There are things that we know that we feel compelled to share with you, and I'm going to start doing just that. There are plenty of things that I can't share with you simply given the fact that our case ongoing in the U.S. tax court is under seal, but there are things that we can share. Okay, starting with our Clinton Foundation whistleblower whiteboard. Okay, we made this whiteboard the extensive flow chart between large numbers of organizations, private and public, foreign governments, foreign corporations, NGOs, in late 2018 into early 2019. Shortly after the congressional hearing that we testified at on December 13th, 2018, a mere 5 to 6 weeks later, we met with senior criminal agents of the IRS. They were so compelled by this whiteboard that shortly thereafter we made them their own copy, okay? We also provided a copy of this whiteboard to senior congressional official in January of 2023. So people inside the government clearly have it. Do I think that that DOGE actually is working off our whiteboard? Honestly, I think you can make a compelling case, but we're sharing it with you. We ask you to share it with your friends and family. Fight on. Save America.
Wow, that's profound. I want to see the whiteboard. Whoa, oh wow, what is this? What is going on here? Oh, man, these people have lost their minds. The tag on this is this rocket scientist bought the Tesla just to destroy it to protest Elon Musk. He thinks he's really showing Elon. So you buy the car, the money goes to Tesla, and then you destroy it. Makes a lot of sense. But, I mean, nothing the left does makes any sense at all. This was posted by Frontlines. There is no audio on the clip, but you could tell these people are unhinged lunatics, completely spray painting, taking a sledgehammer to the Tesla, a pickaxe to the Tesla. Putting boycott Tesla, Starlink. Yeah, that's going to do a lot of nothing. Here we have more. Social Security is projected to be bankrupt in 9 years. Lindsay McHugh posts this. Every dollar DOGE uncovers is a dollar available to the American people. This year, we're spending $7 trillion and taking in $5 trillion. And she's quote tweeting Mario Nafal, Representative Lloyd Smucker, Americans know we're going bankrupt, and that's why they support Elon Musk. Let's listen.
Democrats are defending. I can tell you in my district, what the American people wanted was to prioritize America, prioritize the American people over the bureaucracy, over the massive federal government. Do you know today that government spending is over 1/3 of GDP? This is what the Democrats are defending. Over 3 million employees in the federal government alone, not including state and local. And the fallacies that have been brought up here today, Social Security being privatized, no one has mentioned that. In fact, the president has said he wants to protect Social Security. Social Security will be bankrupt in 9 years or 10 years. Projections show that what is owed in Social Security will be more than we're taking in. You ought to be extremely happy if we're finding waste in the system, because every dollar of waste in Social Security, in Medicare, in every other program, every dollar of waste and fraud is a dollar that is available to the people, to the recipients who deserve that service. So, you know, many presidents have tried this. We've seen under the Clinton years, they trimmed back the federal workforce. Nixon talked about it. But this is finally a president who's willing to take on the bureaucracy and really make a difference. 3 million employees. You don't think that we can find some ways to trim? And you know, we've heard reports here, there's waste all over the place, there's fraud. And what Mr. Musk is finding could impact our deficit in a big way. The American people know we're bankrupt. Just think of this. This year, we're spending $7 trillion and we're taking in $5 trillion. You're all you're arguing to keep that. We will have a sovereign debt crisis if we don't change course. And where we should start is exactly what the president is doing. Root out every bit of waste and fraud that we can find. That's where we should start. It might make an amazing difference. This is why, by the way, I think you're on the wrong side of this. I think the American people are going to see the kind of waste and fraud. They support this. Why do you think today the majority of the American people support what Elon Musk is doing? Why do you think today the majority of the American people support what the president is doing? And one other thing. You keep talking about him. He should be right here. You can follow what he's doing. He's doing interviews. He's got DOGE.gov. He's uncovering what he's doing. This is not someone who is doing this in the dark. He's being very open about what is happening. So again, I think you're on the wrong side of this. The American people side with us today. They sided with us in this previous election, and you keep this up, they're going to be siding with us with many elections to come.
Yeah, they can keep trying. They can keep trying to complain about how we're streamlining government. It only makes them look like fools, kind of like these folks here. These are anti-Elon Musk protesters spreading or pouring liquid latex on a Tesla Optimus in a Tesla showroom. Yeah. I mean, to what end? I mean, these people are just out of their minds. And what's crazy is that years ago, Elon Musk was their savior for the planet with all of his innovation and his green products. And now because he's working with Trump to cut the waste, fraud, and abuse out of the United States government, and they're finding a hell of a lot of it, you got these loonies. And the other one, too. I mean, destroying Teslas, setting fire to Teslas, protesting at all these locations. I just hope these people get caught. Oh, man, here we have more. This is Howard Lutnick. Mariana Fall, Secretary Lutnick, we have a $36 trillion deficit and Trump cares about it. Here he is on CBS News.
Are playing Russian, but it sounds like you're saying, trust us. And are you worried that at some point Americans are going to feel like there's a bunch of billionaires in Washington who are playing Russian roulette with our retirement?
Wait, a bunch of billionaires in Washington playing Russian roulette with our retirement. That's the narrative being pushed by CBS News. That's what they're trying to fool all the people into believing. I mean, that question is so loaded, and it exposes their narrative, and that's why no one watches CBS News. And I'm sure Howard Lutnick is going to handle this perfectly. Let's listen.
$1 trillion deficits don't bother you at all. How could you ask me, while we're running a $2 trillion deficit, and not care? You're destroying the people who have run this country before, are destroying the future for my children and my children's children. I can't have a 50, 75. We have a $36 trillion deficit. And we used to run deficits of $400 billion. Now $2 trillion, everybody's like, who cares? I tell you what, who cares? Donald Trump cares. And when we balance the budget, you know what that means? That means our deficits stop. Interest rates come smashing down. His goal is to have external revenue. You know, the way I think about it, we all are so used to paying taxes. We're so used to it. We have like Stockholm syndrome. You know, don't stop the Internal Revenue Service, God forbid. How about this? The rest of the world leans on our economy, breathes off our economy. Not only is our economy $29 trillion GDP, but we consume $20 trillion a year. We are the buyer of everybody's stuff. We buy everybody's stuff. So who's more important, the people who sell stuff or the people who buy stuff? So we are the buyer of everybody's commodities, products, goods and services. Everything comes from us, right? Let them pay a membership fee. We all understand that model. Let them pay. How about we, you and I, and every single person we know pay less? How about no tax on tips? How about no tax on overtime? How about no Social Security? How about all those things? These are the kind of thoughts that will change America. I know what his goal is. No tax for anybody who makes less than $150,000 a year. That's his goal. So that's what I'm working for.
But it sounds like...
Amen, man. Amen. That's what we need. Here's MRC Newsbusters. Remember the same leftist media who were relentlessly attacking Elon Musk? Today used to believe he was a miracle worker, real-life Iron Man, and even Jesus Christ tells you everything you need to know. Here's looks like a supercut that they put together of the mainstream media.
Musk in it then.
I would argue that the new Jesus Christ of our era are Steve Jobs and Elon Musk, and it's important to have heroes.
The 47-year-old engineer has been called the real-life Tony Stark, better known as Iron Man.
Elon Musk, a.k.a. real-life Iron Man.
The guy is brilliant.
He is a genius, and at least for now, the world is better off having Elon Musk in it than not.
Elon Musk is one of the most interesting people in America. He's in the world, and I guess in the universe.
Elon Musk is doing things that may revolutionize transportation and climate change.
When somebody as staggeringly rich and staggeringly intelligent as Elon Musk talks, people listen.
Has there ever been a car salesman like Elon Musk?
Elon Musk is I think is beyond a car salesman. I mean, he's more like a hero for a lot of folks.
Just today, we were given a glimpse of something of a miracle at sea, or as Elon Musk calls it, Tuesday.
Let's talk about SpaceX. Okay, the launch this morning was glorious.
Speaking of wonderful, out of this world, incredible images from the first all-civilian orbit around Earth. A huge win for Elon Musk.
It's an amazing development that's going on. You got to give a lot of credit to Elon Musk. Elon Musk, he deserves a lot of credit.
Tesla founder Elon Musk says he knows the biggest threat to humanity, and he has a plan.
An immigrant to this country cemented his status as a leader in science and technology whose name may indeed belong alongside those of Edison and Jobs. Put another way, Elon Musk today showed the world how it's done.
And now, the minute he turns his brilliance inward to figure out what's wrong with our government, to fix it, he becomes the enemy. Isn't that crazy? Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's the same story like when Donald Trump was, doing his Celebrity Apprentice, and he was making cameos on Home Alone. I mean, he was the king of New York. He was, everyone in Hollywood and even politicians, everyone wanted his money and just to have a touch the hem of his garment, because they would get instant celebrity and notoriety. Donald Trump had the golden Midas touch, and he could just, touch anything and boom, it'd be, perfect. And they all flocked to him. But the minute he decided he was going to turn inward to fix the United States, he became everyone's enemy. It's crazy. What is this? Here's McLaurin Pinover, Trump's director of communications for the Office of Personnel Management and Budget, making and posting fashion influencer videos at work as her office was mass firing government employees. Oh, making these. Yeah, well, okay. Trump's director for communications for Office and Personnel Management. Well, this probably wasn't too smart.
$1 dress. That high-ranking employee has been filming influencer videos that promote what she's wearing on social media from inside her government office. Kyung La is out front.
It looks just like any other influencer video. A young woman posing in front of a camera over and over and over again, showing off her trendy but timeless professional fashion. But she's no ordinary influencer, and that's no ordinary office. Her name is McLaurin Pinover, and she's the Trump administration's new director of communications for the Office of Personnel Management, or OPM, which manages federal employees. All of these videos were shot in her government office, right here at OPM headquarters in Washington, D.C., ground zero for Trump's plan to cut thousands of workers from the federal government in the name of efficiency. Inside her office, Pinover captures video at her desk, putting on makeup, modeling new outfits to her 800 followers. Pinover markets clothes on her account. Using what's called affiliate links, she could get a portion of any item sold through her Instagram page, like this $475 skirt or $300 dress, but it's unclear whether she's made any money. On February 13th, the day 20 people on her communications team lost their jobs, she posted a moment for mixed patterns. And the week when her agency demanded all federal employees list 5 things they did that week, she posted the Business Woman Special. As OPM spokeswoman, she defended the memo at the time as a commitment to an efficient and accountable federal workforce.
I would be very curious if she included her efforts to promote her brand as part of the 5 things that she accomplished that week.
Donald Sherman, the chief counsel for an ethics watchdog group, says more than anything, this behavior is insulting to the thousands of federal employees being fired.
Oh, man. Yeah, looks like she's going to get fired real soon. Not a wise move, honey. Look at this. Speaking of unwise, look at the damage done to this Tesla. Representative Darrell Issa has formally requested the Trump administration to open up an investigation into ActBlue, accusing them of potentially accepting payments from terror organizations. ActBlue is said to be linked to financing attacks on Tesla showrooms and Elon Musk, among other violent protests across the country. This is nothing short of a criminal enterprise. Look at that Cybertruck, completely charred. And it's all potentially being funded by ActBlue. How disgusting is this? Unbelievable. Here we have this more, okay, Mr. Wonderful talking about the DOGE.
It's very demoralizing. This issue is not going to go away because it's very contentious. But when you cut in any organization, government or private, it's very demoralizing. It's traumatic, and it gets lots of bad press, as we're doing right now. But that's why you cut 20% more. I think Elon's not cutting enough. Cut 20% more now. Get your spreadsheet out. These are the names. Whack everybody, and then 20% more, as we do in the private sector every day and have done for 100 years in private equity, and hire back when the organization gels. That way, the demoralization only happens once. You don't want to cut multiple times. More whacking.
Let me just, can I explain to you that this is when running...
You don't need to explain to me. I know how it works.
But no, you don't, because when you...
Actually, I do. I've done it multiple times.
But yeah, that's in the private sector. And you cannot run...
This is worse than the private sector.
You cannot run everyday government the same way you run the
fat dripping with waste government.
I'm not talking about fat dripping with waste government.
What do we have?
I told you in the South right now in red states? Do you know the number one cause?
What does this have to do with red or blue?
Can I finish my question? Do you know the number one cause for children underperforming in schools right now?
Bad educators.
No, hungry. As a
Let me finish.
My whole career was in education.
That's my point of bringing that up to you. Yeah. And so, yes, you had things like the free and reduced lunch program. You had the summer lunch program. Yes. You had programs that were expanded so kids could actually... So I'm not arguing with you about your expertise in the private sector, but what I am saying is that a 20% cut or whack, you're cutting from Allendale Fairfax High School and Birmingham High School.
Okay.
You're cutting from places that really matter.
You want to talk about high schools in America? That's what I did for 14 years.
I also was a department of
No. He's talking about cutting the waste. And then they go, oh, no, the kids are going to go hungry. More gaslighting from the media. But what we're witnessing is nothing less than a full-scale assault on one of America's greatest innovators. But why now? Well, because Elon Musk represents everything the deep state fears: innovation, free speech, and genuine American success outside their control. Secretary Lutnick put it perfectly. We have a $36 trillion deficit, and Trump cares about it. And that's what terrifies them: accountability. While the previous administration racked up unprecedented debt, the Trump team is exposing the truth. This battle is bigger than just Musk. It's about whether America will be ruled by unelected bureaucrats or returned to the people. So I ask you, now drop a comment on this. Should Americans stand with Elon Musk against these coordinated deep state attacks, or let the establishment crush another independent voice? And show your support for free speech with our Next News gear. Grab a hat, grab a shirt at shop.nextnewsnetwork.com. It's linked below.